Hello, this is Paul, and this is Unit 2 for Writer. I am teaching this class, not really a class, it's a special interest group. So we might be talking about Writer or the spreadsheets or presentations, whatever the class wants to do. It is a special interest group to learn together and be able to experience how strong OpenOffice really is. We are going to be talking about the format bar. I am pointing to the format bar at this time. And it is used for what our different text is going to look like. We have many different functions, and there's a lot of strengths in this. And as we get familiar with this, we will be able to understand how to make our documents much more attractive. Starting on the far left, we realize that we have a box there that has the word default in it. And actually it is a list of different fonts that is for quick access, and it'll give us the size. Now take notice that there is a drop down arrow that will take us into the menu of different selections, starting with the default, which is for basic text, and heading 1, 2, and 3. Then there's the text body that we can always adjust. And there is more. So likewise, we can look at this as a place for a shortcut of different sizes of fonts that we want to use. Most often we do want to use a specific font that we like to use, and with the action as before, we have the drop down arrow, which I'm pointing to, and see the different list of fonts that are installed on your computer. Now please remember that this list is going to be different with every computer, because different fonts are installed with different programs, and you might even purchase some special looking fonts as well. Now take notice that each font with Windows anymore will also be able to be flexible in its size, and they are called also point size. It is in conformation with how the printers uses their styles as points. It is not inches or anything, and in the old days typewriter was pica for 10 points, and Elite was most common for 12 points. So with this knowledge, you'll be able to select the size of the font that will go along with the style. And this is important for your document to look exactly what you want it to look like. I would like to also mention that it is good practice that when we work with our fonts, that we stick with a single font appearance. While keeping with this single font, you can make it many different sizes to bring out the effects that you want. But it is definitely a good practice to be able to only use one font for each document. Moving over slightly to the right, we take notice the BI and the U with an underscore on it. And they are very common in all programs, including Microsoft Office. These are the identities that cause your text to be bold, italicized, or underlined. Now you can click on these. They are actually buttons to be able to turn it on and off, but there are also keyboard shortcuts. When you hold down the Control key and tap on the letter B, it'll make it bold, and when you tap it a second time, it'll turn it off. The same action will take place when you hold down the Control key, press the letter I, and be able to do it a second time to turn it off. And also, underline can be turned on by holding the Control key and pressing the letter U at the same time, releasing both keys afterwards to turn it on, and doing the same action to hold down the Control key and once again press the U, and it'll turn off the underlining function. Moving to the right, we have a series of buttons here to press, and where the buttons I showed you before, a combination can be used all at one time. Only one of these can be used at a time. As you click on each button, the other one will be deselected, and the one that you just click on will be selected. This deals with the alignment of your text. Most commonly, when you do a heading, it will be center justified. Meanwhile, other text is also basically left aligned. It could also be right aligned for special purposes, or it can be like a newspaper where everything is aligned on both sides. So we have the selection of that alignment, and as you produce your document, whatever it is, a letter, or if it's a document for a report, or anything you want, these selections will change as you go through your document. Now, occasionally you will make a list in your document that you might want to choose for outlining, and that is in this next set of buttons to select. Now, in this we have the ability to select an outline as using a series of letters or numbers, or a series of bullets. Now, also the two buttons to the right within my circle here will allow you to increase or decrease the indentation of your outline. In other words, you will be able to make one item more subordinate than before. Now, one of the fun parts about creating your document is the use of different colors. Colors will bring out accents to what you want to bring out in your document that is important. And this can be done by changing the color of the letters. Take notice there is a down arrow immediately to the right, and where you click on this letter, it'll change whatever you have selected to that color, or if you don't have a selection made, it'll cause it to be that color from that point on, wherever your cursor may be. Now, when you press on the down arrow key, you'll take notice that there is a selection of colors to choose from. Now, looking at my time restraints, I notice I'm coming close to breathing room towards the end of what I'm allowed to have at one time. So it's a good time to make a break here, since we are going to be on an equal plane to be able to have this unit in two parts. So we're going to get into more about formatting and making a real good looking presentation on your document, and be able to have more details in this. And be sure to go on to part 2 and realize the flexibility that we can have with Writer. It is also applicable to all the other programs that offers a word processor. Now, also, I'd like to remind you that this lesson is taught at the First Baptist Church in Harrisburg on Hummel Street, 1:30 in the afternoon, and be able to answer any questions. Now, also, we have provided a link on here now that you're able to email me with any questions you might have, and I will be able to return your request in a timely fashion. Thank you, and be sure to move on to part 2.